Today we are on board the Sailfish boat's 360cc, and as you can see, I'm playing around with the joystick. Haven't really done this before, but it's amazing how this thing works. First time on this model for us specifically, so we look forward to taking it offshore, running it a little bit, putting it through the paces, sharing all that information we're learning with you, and just have a good time. So we're gonna walk through the boat like we always do, ask any questions that you guys want in the comments below. Let's get it. So we got a storm right behind us, as we've had almost every day for the past like 2 months. So we're gonna try to run offshore, see if we can see a little bit of the performance numbers, how the boat runs. It's pretty calm. Maybe the storm will stir up a bit of wind and give us a little bit of chop to work with. But we do have the Seakeeper rides on this boat, which obviously make a huge difference, and can't wait to see what it does on this 36 footer. Steve is going to put the drone up in the air and get into neutral. We always like to see the characteristics of the boat as we're running it, and then we can always go back, and it's kind of like watching film as an NFL player. I always like to see what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, what the boat's doing right, what it's doing wrong. And then once you get the feel for running the boat, for me at least, it's always interesting to see the video footage from the exterior of exactly what we're doing, and I can kind of put 2 and 2 together. So it's something I personally enjoy. And again, it's just trying to gain more experience on these boats, to have better conversations with you guys, and really knowing what the boat's doing, what I like, what I don't like, when we do have that one-on-one conversation after the fact. So we're gonna run the boat a little bit. Steve, let us know when you're ready. All right, bird is in the air. So it takes a skilled pilot to be able to fly the drone like Steve Momot over here. Been friends for a while. Steve, what do you got going on, man? Talk to us. What's up with you lately? Yeah. He does some crazy sport fish video shoots. We partner up from time to time when we do some of our stuff. He's really good at what he does, so it's nice to have him on board. We always joke around and have a good time while we do these. So
Alan's lying. He hasn't called me forever. This is like the first time in years he's actually asked me to work with him. So
it's not our fault. It's the you know.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm good when you are.
All right, let's go ahead and get it up on plane. The first thing I noticed is that there's really no bow rise on this boat at all. Might have something to do with the Seakeeper ride, but literally no bow rise. It hasn't adjusted at all, and we're obviously on plane doing about 32 miles an hour. Steve's bringing the drone right there ahead of us, going off to the port side. Turned off the Seakeeper ride just to see what the difference is. Not a huge difference. I believe it's a 16,000 pound center console. You can see you turn this onto auto mode. It's already working, and it just levels the boat out and does all the work for you. So it does make it quite a bit more comfortable. It is a calm day out here today. Gonna give it a little more juice. The triple 350s are a ton of power. Wow. Man. Woo. Dang, feels like we're doing a lot more than that, but
That's the wind.
yeah. I'll tell you what, it's nice. Ever since we got on this thing or saw it in the morning, I really like the lines. I like the way it sits in the water. Usually what I start analyzing when we get to one of these sea trials. Before you jump on the boat, you usually get a good idea of how the boat's gonna do, depending on, you know, how it's balanced out, the CG, you know, and if they got those things dialed in, and it really looked nice, you know, from the first thing in the morning. We did a shoot from another boat, saw it running from the exterior, runs fast, it's a heavy boat, it's solid, and it really feels like a Cadillac with these Seakeeper ride units engaged. All right, so I was looking for some performance information here. Vessel fuel. All right, there we go. So right here we're registering 34 miles an hour, doing 1.13 miles per gallon. Again, this is a big 36-foot boat. So I would expect a 1 mile an hour, a 1 mile per gallon to be actually on the good side. Pick up a little bit more speed here. We're right at 1 here, doing 36 miles an hour. Let me give it a little more trim. And it's cool, you can see the Seakeeper ride working. So it basically doesn't allow the boat to lean in any direction. It basically turns it into a flying carpet. Really just going straight, no left to right, you know, pitch or roll. Seakeeper ride system have really revolutionized the industry. So here we're doing 38 miles an hour and we're still over 1 mile per gallon, 1.05. So again, for a 16,000 pound, 36-foot center console with an 11.2 beam, it holds 400 gallons of fuel. Does quite well staying over that 1 mile per gallon mark. Right turn. All right, we're doing this turn at 37 miles an hour. So I'm not holding back, I'm actually giving it more gas. Coming down on the speed a little bit, obviously because we're turning. But dang, pretty nice. No cavitation on the outboards. I have it trimmed down while I'm gonna make that turn just to get more prop in the water. Get a little bit of juice, try to chase down that drone. Oh yeah, 49 miles an hour, 51, Steve. You see the drone right there. Whoa, dang, that drone can move. Must have been pretty sick right there. So again, I didn't expect this boat to be as nimble as it was, but did some tight turns there, gave it some gas. We did over 50 miles an hour for a second there. You're hearing the Yamaha scream a little bit, but plenty of power, more than enough power, obviously, for this 36-foot center console. Comes out of the turn quick, jumps up, lays you back in your seat. So strong power by Yamaha with the 350s. Kind of nice too. They have this this little step-up thing. So it is a large console, I noticed, but they did create that step for you to be able to be, you know, up and above the console while you're navigating the boat as the captain. And then the chairs are set in the right position, so you can comfortably sit back right here and see over the bow perfectly fine. So for the long trip, you can put this thing on autopilot, let the thing do what it's supposed to do on its own, very comfortably. After running the 360 for a little bit, I mean, that's what I like to do, get a good feel of the boat. And although it's a short time period and it's not particularly rough today, you can get a good idea of what the boat's about. Seakeeper Ride makes a huge difference here, and the exterior footage that Steve was able to get really can show the ride attitude of this thing. So all the measurements and all that feel good. The seats feel like they're at the right height. This step, again, for me at my height, I'm not the tallest guy in the world. Without this step, I'd have a hard time with the console, but the way that they set it up like this is perfect. Gives you that higher vantage point, really feels like a commanding position on a 36-foot boat. The boat feels huge for a 36-footer, in my opinion. Holds 400 gallons of fuel, has an 11.2 beam, and is just like a husky 16,000 pound center console. So looking at the dash here, we have 3 Garmin MFDs. I think you can do the triples here. They have 12s and a 16 down the center. It's in an acrylic backing, flush mounted, which is really nice. The air conditioning vents right here are a game changer. It's been incredibly hot all day today. We've been here since 6:30 a.m. It's about 4. But we've enjoyed the whole thing. We actually did all this running here in this last minute just for fun for the most of it, just to be able to capture more content for Sailfish and to gain more experience on our own. But otherwise, you got an adjustable Edson wheel here, the joystick, which I am just now getting the hang of, and am becoming a fan now that I've been playing with it for a little bit. You got your switch panel, otherwise right here, your control for your Seakeeper ride. You have it here and on the MFD over on the starboard side. You got your Garmin VHF, some cup holders, you know, again, 3 Helm chairs, which are adjustable. I can press a button and it slides this thing forward. You know, otherwise, really nice oversized hardtop, large enclosure with storage in the front of it as well. You can throw your keys, your phone, your wallet, things that you don't really want on you if you're running around in the boat. You got your Yamaha view up here, switch panel for some topical lights for the hardtop, 2 storage stations, and a little vent in the front there that you can open up to let some natural air get into you if you're not running the AC. You got triple Yamaha 350s on the back. We were pushing this thing a little over 50 miles an hour and doing over 1 mile per gallon at high 30s, almost 40 miles an hour. So great power for this outfit. This is again an 11.2 beam. It's a wide center console. On the heavier side, not in a bad way, it's husky. And here we have a starboard side door, so it's easy to get on and off the boat. You have a ladder on this side as well. Garmin head unit for the sound system and freshwater shower. Otherwise, again, if you're not using the whole side door, this is a great spot to get in and out of the boat. You got some 30-degree vertical rod holders here as well. Then you close this thing off and then get into the cockpit area. Here, again, you have a lot of space in here. Pop this seat out and it's a great spot to make that long distance run with 2 or 3 people. You have another one here on the starboard side. And then the third one is the rear facing mezzanine seat. So pop this up right there. And you got really a nice entertainment spot where you can sit back, relax, listen to some music while the kids are jumping in and out of the boat. Let's take a peek into the bilge area. Always like to see what they got going on here. Got a holder for the table. You got a custom sea chest here down the center for the live well, and then a pretty good size finished bilge and access to be able to get back in there and work on your pumps if you need to troubleshoot anything. Close this thing up, and on the port side, we have a live well here, which is about, I would say 35, 40 gallons if I had to guess. Pretty deep and decent size. That's the only one I see on the boat right now. And you have your whole side door, which opens inward. And then once you open that up, you get this ladder actually deployed. Drop this back onto the ground, get your ladder, throw it in, enjoy a day out on the water. You actually got a handle that lifts up, drops in place to make it a little easier to get in and out of the boat. Then when you're done, you don't have to get the ladder and actually go hide it in the console or anything like that. It just goes right in place, right where you need it, when you need it. Close this thing up, close the whole side door, and you're good to go. So working our way forward, right in front of this mezzanine seat, you got 2 compartments here. Oh, there's actually another live well. This one I would say was like 25 gallons and a sink over at this side. You can pop this little cleaning station out of the way, pull the sink up if you want to use that, and then it just kind of tucks away and hides so you don't even see it. So I actually read on the specs that this boat comes standard with 34 rod holders. Don't hold me to that, but that's what I saw online. So you do see quite a bit of them on the cap. You have white powder coated piping right here, and you have a sunshade that tucks away right into that hard top. So when you do open these seats up, you got that direct sunlight from up above, this thing will provide some shade and lower the temperature down a little bit. Besides that, we got 2 fish boxes, port and starboard. I'll crack this one open. It's actually good size for this size boat. It's got some depth to it and a lot of length. I would say that's 6 or 7 feet easily. They are insulated and macerated, so you can pump any bloody water from a day of fishing off and out of the boat. Nothing goes into the bilge. And we will work our way forward. We have a refrigerator here on the starboard side. Nice to be able to throw some drinks, some sandwiches in there so they don't get soaked in a cooler. You have triple Helm seats that are adjustable here. You can adjust the bolster, which is nice, which is one part of it, but you can also adjust them forward and backward. Also nice. On the port side, we do have 2 drawers for knives, pliers, things like that, and then you can throw cleaning materials. It's basically a drawer, whatever it is that you want to use. You got your bait well controls, your shade control right here, easily accessible from the area where you need it. One thing I noticed that we missed up here is kind of like this skylight in the middle of the hardtop. You can open that up if you want some sunlight to come in, maybe a little bit of air. They do have some Rockford Fosgate speakers around this hardtop as well, throwing that sound downwards, and they got speakers throughout the boat as well. So I imagine this thing sounds incredible when it's underway. Working our way out of the console, just looking around, again, we got more Fosgate speakers. We got storage that they integrated into the liner, so it's a great spot to throw flip-flops and things like that, dock lines, things you want easily accessible, but you don't want flying around the deck. They have a grab handle here, which is just nice when you're working your way up. And then again, more storage. You got USB connections there to charge your phones, cup holders throughout, another Garmin head unit to be able to control the music from here, more rod holders, a nice lounger up in this area. And then I'm gonna pop this thing open, haven't seen it yet. This is basically what looks to be a large insulated cooler as well. So you could use it for multiple purposes, you know, running things with ice if you want to throw fish in there. I'm sure you can do that. Not sure if it's mass rated, but it could also be used as dry storage, which you can never have enough of. You have great forward seating here, a table that's on an actuator. You can put it in this space to be able to lay out and relax in this area. You can drop it down and get the cushions out of the way to create an opening up towards the bow, or lift it up to turn this into a nice dining space. Did notice this right here. This combing bolster kind of pops out to create a backrest, so you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride from this area. You are pretty deep in here. It does have a nice large bow, so you can have your kids up here and not feel like they're gonna go flying out. They do feel protected at the bow of this area. On top of that, you have a little storage underneath here just for additional goods, and then access to that actuator that brings your table upwards and downwards. All right, testing out the lounger. So good space, you can fit two people here, no problem. You got retractable armrests as well, so it does kind of keep you in if you're running at a higher rate of speed, but comfortable upholstery. I like how they recessed it a little bit so it doesn't seem so bulky. This stuff is 2 or 3 inches thick, so they did bring it down just to give it that smooth finish. Finishing up here at the bow with the anchor locker. Open this up, all the hatches are finished underneath, they're gas shocked, and you have a windlass here that you can control either in this area or back at the helm. Disconnect it, and then you don't have to break your back, you know, lifting your anchor up, which is usually quite a task after a full day of either fishing or just hanging out with your friends and family. So there you have it. We just got back to the dock. That was our complete sea trial and walkthrough of the brand new Sailfish Boats 360cc. So we've been dying to see this thing for quite some time, and you guys are gonna get the opportunity to see it too at one of the upcoming boat shows. But before then, we wanna know what you guys thought. Let us know in the comments below, ask your questions. We'll do what we can to get them answered, and if we can't, we'll pass you along to the professionals. So thank you as always for watching. My name is Alan Blanco with Center Consoles Only, and we'll see you again soon.